8th of May 2023, another day to thank God for the gift of life and to thank you for tuning into your number one station for news and updates. I'm your presenter Abdurrahman Yusuf, and tonight, these are the stories that are making our headlines. Puntland Parliament Speaker appoints Constitutional Advisory Committee. Somali government champions competitive bidding for Hajj travel services. Somali government evacuates 379 citizens so far in the Sudan crisis. Planning underway for the first ATMIS troop withdrawal. The Speaker of Puntland Parliament, Abdurrashid Yusuf Jibril, has appointed a 5-member advisory committee. The committee is tasked with advising on the proposed constitutional amendment by the Puntland state. The government proposed amendments seeks to allow addition of 2 more political parties to the constitutionally mandated 3 parties that will qualify for party status after the local government elections have been concluded. The Speaker of Puntland Parliament, Abdurrashid Yusuf Jibril, has appointed a 5-member advisory committee. The committee is tasked with advising on the proposed constitutional amendment by the Puntland state government. The proposed amendment seeks to allow the addition of 2 more political parties to the constitutionally mandated 3 parties that will qualify for party status after the local government elections have been concluded. The 5-member advisory committee will be chaired by Sharmake Ali Ilmi, an experienced legal practitioner with a wealth of experience in constitutional law. The appointment of the advisory committee comes at a critical time in Puntland's constitutional amendment process as the government seeks to expand political participation and representation in the state. However, not everyone has been supportive of the proposed constitutional amendment. Former President of Puntland, Abdurrahman Farole, has criticized the proposal despite the underperformance of his political association, Horset, during the 2021 pilot local government elections. The proposed constitution has a potential to significantly impact the political landscape in Puntland. It is therefore essential that the process is conducted with transparency and inclusivity. The appointment of the advisory committee is a step towards achieving this goal, and it's hoped their recommendations will be instrumental in ensuring a successful and peaceful constitutional amendment process. According to Puntland's President Saeed Abdullahi Deni, the move is a step towards greater inclusivity and participation in Puntland's political process. Recently, the state bruised its relation with the federal government by its leader Deni boycotting the most recent National Consultative Council meeting held in Baidoa in March 2023. The president of Somalia said he will dispatch 3 federal member states to Garowe to iron out. The public open bid for Hajj 2023 has been completed with success by the federal government of Somalia's Ministry of Endowment and Religion Affairs. Over the course of the last 24 days, the Commission for Hajj Services, which was established by Minister Sheikh Mukhtar Robo Al Mansour on March 6, 2023, has been working on this bid. The ministry has shown significant strides in eliminating corruption and promoting transparency in its procurement process this year.
The Ministry of Endowment and Religious Affairs of Federal Government of Somalia has successfully completed the public open bid for the Hajj 2023. The Commission for Hajj Services, nominated by Minister Sheikh Mukhtar Robo on 6 March 2023, has been working on this bid for the past 24 days and finally completed the process. The ministry has showed significant strides in eliminating corruption and promoting transparency in its procurement process this year. As a result, 75 travel companies have been fairly awarded and being selected to take Somali people to the Hajj this year. President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud and his Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre have vowed to end corruption in Somalia, with this transparent procurement process coming as a result of their commitment. The Prime Minister has also, in an event at the Ministry of Endowment and Religious Affairs last month, stated that the administration's commitment in making life easier for Somali people and ending corruption in Somalia. The Ministry of Endowment and Religious Affairs, under the leadership of Minister Sheikh Mukhtar Robo, has taken the Prime Minister's mandate and has established a Commission for Hajj Services and mandated them to work in the selection process with due diligence and fairness. Sheikh Mukhtar Robo the Minister for Endowment and Religious Affairs of Federal Government of Somalia, expressed his delight in the successful completion of the bid process for Hajj 2023. He stated that the public bid process has resulted in a fair outcome for the Somali people. The Somali government has also worked with the Saudi Arabian government to ensure that all necessary protocols are in place for the safety and well-being of Somali pilgrims. This collaboration has allowed the necessary arrangements to be made for the successful completion of the Hajj. It is noteworthy that the people of Somali government's renewed agenda to fight corruption is taking a new shape, with the procurement processes of their operation now being the forefront of their endeavors.
379 people have been evacuated as a result of the recent fighting, with 137 of them being returned on Sunday by the Somali government at the Aden Abdullah International Airport in Mogadishu. The returnees were personally welcomed by Hamza Aden Haddo, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. Here is a full story.
On Sunday, the Somali government brought back 137 of its citizens who were trapped in Sudan due to the recent clashes, bringing the total number of evacuees to 379. The Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Hamza Aden Haddo, personally welcomed the returnees at Aden Abdullah International Airport in Mogadishu. This was the fifth flight from Sudan since the evacuation process started, and it was expedited in less than a week after outbreak of violence. The ministry has reiterated its commitment to the safety and security of its citizens and thanked its international parties and Somali diplomats in Sudan and Ethiopia for their assistance. Meanwhile, in Saudi Arabia, warring parties in Sudan have met for direct talks as mediators push to end the conflict that has killed hundreds and forced tens of thousands to flee. The US-Saudi initiative is the first serious attempt to end the fighting between the army and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces (RSF) that has turned parts of Sudanese capital into the war zones. Drilled an internationally packed plan to usher in civilian rule following years of unrest and created a humanitarian crisis. Saudi Arabia will allocate 100 million in humanitarian aid to Sudan, Saudi state-run Al-Akbariya television said earlier on Sunday. Since mid-April, fighting has resulted in hundreds of fatalities, tens of thousands of injuries, and breakdown in aid deliveries, and the immigration of 100,000 refugees.
The 6 nations providing troops for the African Union transition mission in Somalia are making preparations to make sure the initial troop withdrawal does not negate the security advances made so far. Senior officials from the 6 countries gathered in Kampala at the end of last month, and Ugandan Foreign Affairs Minister Odongo Abubakar emphasized the need for preparations for a successful exit of the African Union troops.
Plans to ensure the first phase of troop drawdown by African Union Transition Mission in Somalia, otherwise known as ATMIS, does not negate security gains made to date. The plans are underway by the mission's 6 troop contributing countries, or TCCs. Senior representatives of the 6 countries met in Kampala late last month, where Ugandan Foreign Affairs Minister Odongo Abubakar told those present it was crucial to plan for a successful exit of African Union troops. Other countries at the meeting were Burundi, Djibouti, Kenya, Ethiopia, and Somalia. He said further, according to an ATMIS statement, it is prudent to effect joint assessment of the security situation, planning and coordination as TCCs to execute drawdown timelines, and for the government of Somalia to ensure force generation and integration to assume security responsibilities. Head of the European Union delegation to Uganda, Jan Sadek, said developing the capability of the Somali security forces was critical to ensuring the long-term security of Somalia and the region. The fight against Al-Shabaab has changed tack since Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud became Somalia's president last year. The more robust Somali-led approach is showing promising results. Supported by the African Union Transition Mission in Somalia, ATMIS, the Somali Security Forces' full-scale offensive has liberated vast territories from Al-Shabaab. For Dalsan TV News, I'm Ahmed Abdirashid Nourgesi.
That's all we had prepared for you tonight from our desk here in Mogadishu. Have yourself a lovely night, and thank you for staying with us.